Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet, and a heavyweight news mashup video today, and just some context before I go on. So if you do hear some background noise, people talking, water nearby, it's because I'm at a place called Lake Taupo, right on the shore, just feet away from the lake, but we'll make the best of it. So apologies for any background sound, or if it sounds a little bit different to normal. It's not quite normal circumstances. A laptop on a cardboard box with a microphone held in my hand. Not quite the normal sort of desk situation, but we'll make the best of it. So starting with Anthony Joshua and its IBF mandatory Kubrat Pulev, who have been given until January 31st to negotiate a deal. Joshua currently has two mandatory challenges, Kubrat Pulev in the IBF and also Oleksander Usyk in the WBO, with both sanctioning bodies giving Joshua just 30 days to negotiate, which has now come and gone. Hence this deadline being pushed out. So the respective fighters had asked the IBF for the deadline to be pushed out. So we'll see where things go with that. Pulev is the guy that has been tabbed as the potential next fight. But what does this mean for Oleksander Usyk? Because there's several possibilities here. Potentially Joshua also needs this extra time, which he may have also requested from the WBO, to try and negotiate some sort of step aside with Usyk. Or potentially he may be forced into a situation where he has to drop a belt, and that opens up different possibilities for Usyk, who may end up fighting Joseph Parker, the next highest ranked contender, or even Derek Chisora. There is talk of a Chisora and Usyk fight for March. So we'll see where this goes, but Pulev and Joshua will spend the next couple of weeks working out what's what. Three of Tyson Fury's sparring partners are now known. Fury is currently in camp in Las Vegas as he prepares for his rematch with Deontay Wilder on February 22nd. The three in camp are George Fox, David Adeleye and Jared Anderson. Fox currently has 3 fights under his belt, David Adeleye just the one, and Jared Anderson 2. So Anderson, he is a top-ranked prospect. Adeleye and Fox are out of the UK under Frank Warren. And I'm sure there will be other prospects who will come into camp with Tyson Fury. In 2019, he had the likes of Sonny Conto and Guido Vianello, who were also top-ranked prospects in camp. So expect to see more prospects in camp, and maybe even Joseph Parker, who has sparred with Tyson Fury in Las Vegas a number of times. And Parker is currently in Las Vegas for his own training camp, so there may be a dual purpose for both these guys to use each other. Meanwhile, Tyson Fury has given an update from Las Vegas in a spar pool where he says things aren't always as they seem.
Hey, this is Tyson Fury, aka the Gypsy King, and I'm checking in from Paradise, Nevada. And it would seem that I'm in a hot tub with palm trees and blue skies, Las Vegas, living the dream, Rolex on, sunglasses on, pimping. But in reality, not on Instagram. I'm in a grueling training camp, and really it's boring, repetitive every day. But Instagram would make you believe that I'm having the whale of a time, enjoying myself, living the dream, everything's fantastic. But in reality, I'm getting worked to the bone every single day. I'm getting smashed session after session. I'm in the recovery pool because my joints are smashed and I need the recovery. So whatever you see on Instagram, whatever other people's lives that you're trying to influence and take things from, remember this, the grass is not always greener on the other side, and anything good in life comes from hard work.
The WBO mandatory challenger Oleksander Usyk has hit back on social media at Tyson Fury, who in recent days called him a cruiserweight bum, saying that the WBO had installed Usyk above him in the WBO rankings at number 1, although I'd note Fury was never number 1 in the WBO rankings in 2019. But on his Instagram, Oleksander Usyk said, "Tyson, don't cry, number 1 WBO at Gypsy King 101. So Oleksander Usyk giving as good as he can take. It looks like Jarrell Miller may in fact sign with Top Rank after all. There had been rumours in 2019 that he was about to sign and become a Top Rank fighter, but nothing was ever announced. So his co-promoter Dimitri Salita, so Miller is promoted by Dimitri Salita as well as Greg Cohen, they may do a co-promotional deal with Top Rank, and Salita has hinted that he could end up being on the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury 2 pay-per-view card. So he's told Fight Hype, if all goes well, he may be fighting on the card of the biggest heavyweight fight of many, many years. So that would indeed appear to be this rematch between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury on February 22nd. And you may note that Charles Martin recently indicated he was likely to return on February the 22nd, although it wasn't clear who he would be fighting. So potentially, if we join a dot or two here, maybe Miller could end up facing Charles Martin. That's not a terrible fight, and for Miller coming back and Martin looking to face a guy who's probably had a bit more recent success in the heavyweight division, it's a decent fight. Alexander Povetkin's representatives have indicated the 40-year-old Russian is interested in facing Dillian Whyte. Whyte has called out Alexander Povetkin as well as a couple of other names as a potential opponent for his next fight in April. So a spokesperson for World of Boxing, which promotes Povetkin, says Povetkin has been interested in the fight against Whyte even before he became the mandatory to fight Anthony Joshua. We have not started concrete negotiations for this fight, but I heard that there was interest. And Whyte himself, he has also reiterated that if Povetkin wants it, he can get it, and he's also said in an interview on Sky Sports that he hopes to fight 3 times this year, and he hopes to be in the world heavyweight title mix, potentially not this year because of the logjam at the top of the division, but he said he's been mentioned by a number of the big names and he wants all the big fights. It looks like Adam Kownacki may end up facing Robert Helenius. And Helenius, as you may have noted from a couple of recent videos I did on the WBA rankings, magically appeared at number 6 in the WBA. So it could be that Helenius ends up fighting Kownacki on March 7th at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. We'll have to see what happens there. There's been a number of names that have been mentioned. Christian Hammer was into the fold briefly. Also, we had persistent rumors of Dominic Brazil. But with Helenius in the past week coming into those WBA rankings, seemingly he would seem to be a front runner, but you could never say never, and it obviously depends on negotiations. But that in itself is not a terrible fight, although there is a triangle going on there with Kownacki having beaten Gerald Washington, with Washington knocking out Helenius in 2019. So we'll see what happens there with Adam Kownacki in his next fight. And just to round out this heavyweight news mashup video, so Eren Demirezen, he will be returning for his first fight of 2020 in Hamburg on January the 18th. He will be facing Andre Mazanek. That's Andre Mazanek. He's left of the screen here with Eren Demirezen on the right. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often, hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.